Hi, this is Erik with MobileMustHave.com, and I'm here with Caitlin, one of our customer service reps, and we're so excited to see her. We just wrapped up the 2022 Escapers annual bash where we were sponsors and we were there helping out a bunch of customers. But it's actually my first time meeting Caitlin in person.
Yeah, it was fun.
We've been working remotely pretty much until now, and we COVID tested up and we're all negative, so we're going to film this video for you guys. Today, we're going to be setting up her rig with tire pressure monitoring solutions from TST. So Caitlin and her husband Casey are traveling in a 25-foot pull-behind trailer with this Chevy Colorado that's been pulling everything pretty well, right?
Yeah, we're enjoying it. Yep.
So on my route out from California, not California, from Connecticut all the way to Lake Havasu, Arizona, where the event was, my wife and I, Kayla, counted 14 travel trailers like this on the side of the road with blowouts. I don't know if they were all blowouts. Some of them might have just been flat tires, but we saw a ton of stuff, and it got me thinking, hey, Caitlin, do you guys have tire pressure monitoring?
We should.
So Caitlin and her husband were lucky enough when they bought this rig to have the tires filled with nitrogen. Nitrogen is an inert gas, and it doesn't tend to fluctuate the pressure of the tires very much based on the temperature of the air. So that's a very good thing.
Yeah.
But it can kind of create a little bit of a false sense of security, because you guys checked your tires a bunch of times in the 8 months you've been traveling, and they've pretty much always been fine, right?
Right.
So I got to talking and I said, yeah, but what happens when a nail hits the tire? You know, you may not know you have a problem until, boom, that tire gets so low that it shreds and causes big major damage to the rig. So we're going to get her set up with a 4-sensor TPMS system from TST today. So this setup is pretty short. It's not very long, and they most likely don't need a repeater in this system for the tire pressure monitoring, but we're going to go ahead and add it anyway just for good measure because it is included with all of the TST kits. So we're going to wire up that repeater, but the truck itself actually has tire pressure monitoring, and it's a pretty good tire pressure system. It's not just that little light. It actually gives them readouts for the tire pressure. So we're going to skip doing anything for the truck itself because they're covered there, and just do a 4-sensor kit on the vehicle. All right, so I love working on these travel trailers because they're so easy to access everything. We've got our 12-volt batteries right here, and this is our repeater. And we're just gonna actually install this right up on this battery and just kind of tape it right to here, and it'll be covered by the battery cover. All right, so we're gonna use a 1/2-inch socket. It could be different for your setup, but for us it's a 1/2-inch to get these battery terminals loosened and to hook up our repeater. We're just going to mount it right here on top of the battery with some of the included double-sided sticky tape and cover it with the battery cover, and we should get a red light on there to let us know it's working, and then we'll be all set. We can move on to putting on the sensors. All right, so we're all set and installed. We've got our red light on the repeater device, so that's working. And Caitlin actually had a good question. She said, would this work if my battery box was made out of metal? And the answer is maybe, but not recommended. So if you do have the batteries inside of a small metal enclosure of any type, we recommend that you route the wire for the repeater outside of that metal box just so that it can pick up the RF reception. So we've got our 4 sensors here, and we've labeled them 1, 2, 3, and 4. Caitlin and Casey would just want to go in a clockwise direction, 1, 2, 3, and 4, starting with the one closest to their door. That's going to be something easy for them to remember. So we're going to go ahead and unscrew the cap that came with the vehicle, and we're going to go ahead and tighten on this. And we will hear some air coming out, and that's okay. Just keep turning until that air stops, and you get kind of like a bit of resistance showing that the O-ring has contacted with the tire. At that point, you want to give it about another 1/4 turn, and that's it. Do not over tighten these. If you over tighten them, you're essentially just going to kind of prematurely wear that O-ring that's inside these sensors, and then they may not seal as well, and they may give you false negatives or false positives that the tire is low when it's not. So just that 1/4 turn after you feel that it's made contact, and that should be it. It will be fine and not come off. Another question folks ask us a lot is, what about the flow-through sensors? Which flow-through sensors and cap sensors differ in that cap sensors need to be removed in order for you to fill the air, but the benefit of them is they're smaller. For this vehicle, these tires have rubber valve stems, as you can see here, and you have to use cap sensors if you have rubber valve stems. If you had a metal valve stem, like with a fifth wheel or something else, you could go with the flow-through sensors. Just note that they do protrude a slight bit more. They're a little bit bigger, but they do give you that convenience of being able to fill the tire without removing the sensor. All right, so we have videos on how to program these already at guides.mobilemusthave.com, but we'll run through kind of the basics for you. Now that we've got our sensors installed here, we've got the screen up, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the set button, which has a little kind of gear on it, and hold that down. That's gonna bring up my menu. And then I'm gonna hit the plus button and keep going through until I see Learn ID on the screen. Once I see that, I'm going to go ahead and hit set again, and it's going to show me a display of all of the tire choices, and this supports up to 110 tires. So, you know, there's a lot of tractor trailer choices here, but for us, we're just going to be monitoring the travel trailer here, and I'm going to use these inner front and back tires on the back just because that most closely resembles how this actually looks, and I think that will make the most sense to them. So we're going to hit the plus button, and it's going to scroll me through all of these different tires, and I'm going to get myself up to this guy right here. We've already programmed it, but I'll show you what it would be like if we hadn't. So now that that's blinking, I'm going to go ahead and hit the set button one more time, and then I'm going to hit the learn button on the top here, and then I'm going to hold the TST logo up. I'm going to hear that beep. That means I am programmed successfully, and then hit the set button one more time, and that's it. We are programmed and good to go. Once we do that, we can scroll through to the next tire and repeat that process until all the tires are programmed. The next thing you want to do on your tire pressure monitoring solution is make sure you set up your max pressure alert and your minimum pressure alert on the device. For Casey and Caitlin, they ride these tires at about 65 PSI for this vehicle. So we're going to set their minimums to 55. So they've got a little bit of range, so it's not just beeping uncontrollably. If they have a few, a few pounds low and they're on their way to the gas station, they're going to see it on the screen. We want it to really alert or beep when there's definitely something that they have to take seriously and get fixed right away. So we'll have it set on the low pressure to 55, and on the high pressure we're going to set that to let's set it to 80. It's not typical in a rig this size that you're going to see overpressure alerts, so we'll give them a little bit of a range there before the system alerts for an overpressure event. All right, so we're inside the truck, and the screen comes with two mounts. You've got a standard suction mount that you can mount just about anywhere that will attach to the screen, or just this nice little dash mount that also Kayla loves because it doubles as a phone holder when she's in the RV, but we're just going to leave this here for now. It does come with a micro USB charger and a cigarette lighter adapter, but for this vehicle, they've actually already got our 4-in-1 squid cables from MobileMustHave.com, and one of those cables that's included, one of the ends on there, is the micro USB end needed for this screen. So we'll just plug it in, and that's pretty much it. We're all set. Now, you don't actually have to have this screen plugged in while you're driving. The battery lasts a really long time, at least a drive day. I think they last almost 24 hours. So you can charge it overnight and then just leave it wherever and it will run off battery and do fine. That way you don't have that extra cord around or you're fighting between that and your phone. So we're gonna leave that on the display here. You can see here that we've got all 4 tires reading their pressure and temperature. So Caitlin, I think we're all set. My work here is done.
Thank you so much.
Got your tire pressure monitoring. How are we looking? What's 64?
Yep, 64,
all right,
65.
We're back to healthy, and the pump worked like a champ. So
yes, love it.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us at info@mobilemusthave.com or start up a chat at mobilemusthave.com and speak to Caitlin directly. She works chat quite a bit. Have a great one. We'll see you on the road.
Thanks.